Okay, so trigger warning for this video. I'm going to be talking about SA and it's so important to know who you can and cannot be vulnerable with, especially when you're sharing or opening up about your traumas and vulnerabilities, which is why it's so important to know whose intentions are pure and true, and those who have ill will, resentment, hatred, and nothing but contempt for you under the guise and mask of care and love. It took me years of therapy to acknowledge and accept the fact that I had been a victim of SA and rape. I never wanted these things to be true or accept it or even allow myself to feel that I was a victim of these things. It was far easier for me at these times to just twist these instances and situations and twist them in my head for years to make my life more bearable and livable and acceptable for my reality, because I was not willing to accept that these things happened. When I finally started really doing work on myself, being honest with myself about everything that had happened, this was a very hard aspect of myself to integrate. Part of me healing this, I thought I was in a safe space with my ex-best friend at the time of 17 years. And I was wanting to share these very painful and traumatizing aspects of my life that I had kept hidden and buried for so long. I was encouraged by my therapist that this was a good idea to share these things with the people around me that are closest and support me, or so I had thought. And keep in mind, this was before I knew who she truly was. One of the people who had assaulted me was someone that she knew and actually introduced me to. When I had opened up to her about this, her first reaction was to make it about herself and how she feels. And she had said that she had thought that I had done stuff with him and knew something had happened, almost making like a joke out of it, putting the blame on me. Her response to me was shocking and devastating. Her response made me feel like I asked for it, which is part of the reason I had buried these instances for so long, because that was my biggest fear, was to not be believed. And like I asked for it or wanted it when that was never the case. And she handled the situation that way instead of just listening and supporting me. It took me a very long time to work through this. When I reflect, this instance of me sharing something so painful and so traumatizing confirmed for me that she actually hated me in her core. And nothing we ever talked about, no matter how traumatizing, could be about anything but her. And although this was devastating and painful, I did take lessons away from it. I would never allow someone with her character or similar traits get anywhere close to me or near me, have access, or know anything personal about me. My boundaries are so strong now because I know at my core how sensitive and how fragile my heart is. And I have worked so hard to soldier on and be strong, which is why I know how important it is to know who and who to not be vulnerable with, because not everyone deserves these sides of you, and to see your vulnerability and fragility. These are beautiful things, but evil people take advantage. I have a big heart, but I'm even bigger on protecting it.